Welcome to the Quality of Life podcast. I'm Erin Olson, a wife, a mother, and a serial entrepreneur. After starting 3 successful businesses, I've learned some hard lessons regarding the ins and the outs of starting and running a small business. My intention is to share my knowledge that I've learned from the School of Hard Knocks, so you don't have to learn it the hard way like I did. Each week, I hope to guide you to the next level in your business or in the business that you work in. So let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to the Quality of Life podcast. I'm Erin Olson, your guide to increasing your quality of life by starting your own business or taking ownership in the business that you work. My intention this year is to get really tactical about the things that really matter when starting and running a business and working as an entrepreneur in someone else's business. I want to help you get clear on what really matters and tell you some of the important lessons that I've learned the hard way. So, why do I care so much? I know what it's like to be working crazy hours and feel like you're not gaining any ground. I know what it's like to feel like you're ready to give up one day and celebrating a huge win the next. I have been there, crying in my car in the parking lot, knowing I have to make something big happen to be able to support those that work for me. I know you have too. And what I found was some things that make this life a little easier to handle and make me want to get up early and stay late. I want to help you find those things too. So, how did this all start? Even though I didn't release my first podcast until February of 2023, this podcast actually began in 2022 when I sold my half of my third business. That left me wondering what my identity really was. I was always known and introduced as Erin from Hay Chix for over 13 years. I had the same business email and lived that business from sunup to sundown, and even sometimes while I was sleeping, for that long. So now that I was no longer affiliated with my own company, who in the heck was I? It has taken me over a year to really, quote, find myself. And I don't mean that in a new age, hippy-dippy way. As the owner of Hay Chix, I wanted to optimize my health and fitness, not only because I was exhausted, stressed, and overwhelmed, but because I wanted to really learn and enjoy all the beautiful lessons I was taught by running my business. So I started trying all the biohacks from ashwagandha to fasting and all the different workouts. But the one thing that I found was that as a business owner, all the things I was doing to try to get myself to work more efficiently paid dividends in way more ways than I thought. Guys, my brain fog almost completely went away. I was able to focus more on tasks at hand without getting stressed, and I was so much happier and able to recover from trade shows and really long conferences way faster. So I figured out the things that have helped me the most and really optimized my brain power. And guess what? My profits went up. My employees seemed to see the difference that I was making in my own life, and they started asking questions. I was starting to lead by example. Did everyone want to know more? Of course not. There are always going to be people who just don't want more out of life. They're fine with where they're at. But I'm guessing that if you are listening to this podcast, you probably do want more. So as I started to see the real changes in my own personal life, I started to see if the people who worked with me were interested in learning any of the things that had really helped me. And they were. So at our meetings, I started bringing up some of my biggest needle movers and teaching on them for a little bit. Seeing the change in those that were receptive was awesome. I had actually helped them. That was one of the best feelings. And to see people who now wanted to follow their dreams and helping encourage them to get there, even if it meant they would no longer be working with me, was one of the most fulfilling things I have ever done. So when I sold my half of Hay Chix, I not only lost who I was identifying myself as, but also had no one to help teach. And honestly, if I am completely honest, I got kind of depressed. Something that I hadn't felt since my early 20s. I had to figure it out. So I went back into my journals and notebooks to see what I could do to help people and figure out who I am. I had had a podcast on YouTube through Hay Chix, so I was familiar with the ins and outs, and I could do it without a lot of cost. So I started this podcast just as an outlet. And I did a lot of Q&A sessions with myself. I know that sounds so weird, but if I wasn't asking myself questions that I had asked all the people that I had worked with, I was missing out. So I started writing. And you know what? I figured out a few things about myself. I'm actually a cool person. Not to toot my own horn, but I have lived through a lot of things as a business owner that should have put Hay Chix under. And I have documented a lot of it. So what started as a self-help podcast is now really about helping business owners to start taking their own health and business seriously. But it's not all about workouts and eating clean, although those things are huge when trying to stay focused. It's about taking the necessary steps to start and to make sure that your business is healthy too. So buckle up this season. We are going to work some of the bugs out and get you profitable, healthy, and hopefully less stressed. We're going to try to get you some tools that will make your efforts actually produce. Now, if you guys have any specific questions about where you are in your business or something that I could help you with, please send me a message on Instagram or Facebook or email me at info@theerinolson.com, and I will put that in the show notes. Guys, I am looking forward to this year and to helping guide you through the steaming piles of dog poop, the putting out of the fires, and the putting out of the dumpster fires that is small business. Please tell anybody that you know who might have questions or who could maybe use some help in the business realm about this podcast. I would be so honored if you would share it on your social or with some of your friends. I will see you next week on the Quality of Life podcast. See ya! Thanks for listening to today's episode. Be sure to check us out on the Quality of Life podcast, Facebook and Instagram pages, and our website, theerinolson.com, for downloads and more information. That is TheErinolson.com. Stay up to date by joining our email newsletter. Together, we can improve all of our quality of life.